welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Good morning. March Madness. It's Thursday, baby. We got a fun one. We actually might have an abbreviated one today. After this show's over, I'm jumping on with our friend John Nellis over in the So Rare Streets to record a podcast that I think will be out later today. So definitely tune into that when that comes out. I'm sure all of you are subscribed. He's got a million of them. But we're going to talk some basketball today. We'll talk a little bit of the packs. We'll do a little March Madness. Let's go. Yeah, happy throw your bracket in the trash day. Yeah, it's time. Top Shot comments here. Sneeps here. Borland. Good morning to everyone except for those refs last night that finally gave the Celtics a win. We got Stubbs here. Snoopaloop. Orion. Airplane mode. Botavine to the house. All the gang's all here. The gang's all here. Weird hoops last night. More importantly, it was just I'm starting to feel bummed for Steph Curry. We're seeing like an incredible Steph Curry performance this season, and I think it's going to end in a first round exit. It's getting ugly. But yeah, hey, let's do some business stuff right off the top. We are up to let's see how many entrants we're at. 77 right now, right? If I go share screen here, we're up to 77 entrants within here. I would like to get this up to 100. Okay, so I'll drop the link in the chat again. I know you've all seen it at this point, but it's $1,000 for first, baby. That's it. $1,000 is free to enter. So just go get yourself in there so we can all be mad together in a few hours. You know what I'm saying? It is kind of funny. I'm like, this is the most unplugged I've been from college basketball, but I'm still ready from like noon to midnight to watch all of the games. So excited to lock and load. We might fire up a playback today at some point, or I might just go out and watch the games, you know? That's what's nice about having this flex schedule. Yeah, we get the oversubscribe campaign. We'll have value hunting come out a little bit later. Tomorrow we'll have a bunch of shows. We're at the end of the week, though. If you missed Shot Tank last night, some shots were taken. Not a Top Shot, though. We had a really good time. We had a really good conversation about Top Shots. A lot of the stuff I echoed yesterday. So if you were, don't feel like you need to go tune in. But if you want to hear some jab and some TST, go over to TST's channel where we had Shot Tank last night. But let's talk some shooty hoops, huh? Let's talk some basketball. I'm ready to get into it. So last night, what do we have? Last night, let's start with the Golden State Clippers game. Let's start with that one. So Golden State down a couple at halftime and kept it relatively close, but the Clippers just won every single quarter. And that was the story. And no one else from the Warriors brought anything to the table. So Steph goes for 50. He goes 8 for 14 from 3, 20 for 28 from the field, which means he only missed two 2-point field goals, right? Because he went 8 for 14 from 3. No one else got 20 points. Jordan Poole was second high scorer with 19. Clay had 15. But on the you get a balanced attack from the Clippers last night, which we don't normally say. Paul George went for 24 and 7. Kawhi went for 30 and 8. They got 19 and 16 from Zubats. And if you guys watched the game, they just couldn't get a rebound. They could not get a rebound. Oh, I see Heisen here. Yeah, we'll talk about Top Shot here in a second after we get through some of the games. But they couldn't get a rebound. They just got dominated on the offensive boards. Russ had a really good game too. He had 15, 9, and 7. He had a couple of putbacks. Like they got hammered on the boards. And then Gordon went for 16 off the bench. I think he had 11 of those in the third quarter. And then our man Hands himself went for 17 off the bench. It was a pretty big game. Warriors just continue to not be able to win road games. There's also rumors that Wiggins is not going to be back. I mean, we talked about this earlier in the week, but the tenor around the conversation has just really, really gone not south because they've been very supportive. Marcus Thompson from The Athletic dropped an article yesterday that basically was like, this is a team that has leaked stuff in the past, whether it is the video about Draymond getting hit. There was also, what was the other thing? There was another thing that they leaked. It's about Andrew Wiggins and the vaccine and not getting the shot, right? So it's not like they haven't leaked stuff before. And Marcus Thompson was pointing out it shows how much support that the team and the organization has behind Wiggins, and speculated that's how serious this is, right? That everybody seems to be on board with him missing now well over a month. And Marcus Thompson went on to point out as well that like Wiggins doesn't miss games. Like that's not. there's a lot of flaws to Andrew Wiggins that we've talked about over the years, but he's durable. He shows up. And so it sounds like he's not coming back. That's what it sounds like. So Warriors might be in trouble here as we get closer to the playoffs. Yeah, and Claw was incredible last night. Dre getting his 16th tee is a big deal. Weisberg. So he's going to miss a game. They are in the midst of a 5-game road trip, and they've just been ass on the road. So, we were looking at them being like, wow, they're only a game out of the 4 seed. Well, as close as they are to the 4 seed, they are to the 10 seed. So that's going to be something fun to watch, I think. And again, it makes me, the conversation around Dame, right? It's like which his podcast, the podcast episode of JJ Redick show, The Old Man and the Three. It was a great episode. Highly recommend listening to. But a lot of the conversation around Dame, right, is like, he's never going to get a shot at a ring. He's never going to have a shot to go deep in the playoffs. Like, this is such a waste of, I'm not saying this, just like the dialogue of his talent, right? Like, we've never seen him in the moment. I feel like you could make an argument that like Steph and Dame are having similar seasons in the sense that they are going in fuego. They've been incredible this whole time, and we're not gonna see either of them in the second round of the playoffs. I feel pretty comfortable with that. I think the Warriors are going to get bounced in this first round, and I think we're going to see them in the playing game too. I think we'll either, whether it's Minnesota or even OKC, as we'll talk about in a little bit, but bums me out a little bit because Steph, if you were watching last night, I joked on Twitter because like 2 nights ago, Klay Thompson did the same thing where he had 8 threes, and all of a sudden I'm like, all right, I guess I'm staying up till 1 a.m. And then Steph did it last night, whereas I'm getting ready for bed, he just goes ham in the third quarter, and there's nothing better than watching Steph catch fire. And oh God, I want him making a playoff run. All right, so that was that game. Let's go to the other. Let's go to Boston, Minnesota. This was a feisty one, 104-102. Tatum went for 22 and 12 and absolutely. Oh wait, We the People said, "What up? I'm late." We the People. I just want you to know I sang some Russ Westbrook praises. All right, so if you want to go back, Weisberg said Bob Myers did go on local radio and said he hadn't heard Wiggins wasn't coming back, and the expectation was that they're leaving the door. Yeah, of course. There's no benefit in them just saying publicly he's not coming back, right? Sorry, excuse me for the snort. Tatum absolutely bodied Rudy Gobert last night. Absolutely bodied him with a poster. Weird foul by Rudy as well. And Tatum went down. It looked a little ugly, but he's fine. 22 and 12 from Tatum. Jaylen Brown, man, continues to like all NBA stuff, right? He went for 35 and 10, and I feel like every close game, it feels like it's him putting up the bigger numbers. Really solid performance from him. And then only 2 other players getting double figures for the Celtics. Al went for 11 and 5, and then Bogdanovich 12 and 6 off the bench. For the T-Wolves, though, Ant-Man 28 and 10, baby. 28 and 10 from the Ant-Man. Got 15 and 6 from Rudy. Kyle Anderson continues to play awesome basketball. He had 15, 8 and 7, and they got Naz Reid with 15 and 6 off the bench. There was definitely some fishiness. I don't want to say fishiness, but there were some calls, some 50-50 calls that did not go the Timberwolves' way last night. And as a Celtics fan, I was just happy they got the W. So, to you Minnesota fans, I feel for you. Weisberg saying Celtics late game execution was dog shit. Tatum played pretty awful despite gaudy-ish numbers. Celtics got a very favorable whistle. Yeah, they got a very favorable whistle down the stretch. So Timberwolves had a right to be a little whiny about it. You had the right to be whiny. So I know I said whiny. Don't get mad about that. Andre said, super off topic, but the WBC has been electric. So I got a text. I haven't been watching too much, right? I've just been catching clips. I did see the Edwin Diaz. Is he donezo? I heard that they, Puerto Rico got a big W, and then in celebration, he got hurt. Mets with another L. Missoula run on the court twice for not 50-50 calls. Dude, when have they ever called coaches for that? I'm not saying it shouldn't be called. I've never seen them call that. Because like Budenholzer does it all the time. Budenholzer, Coach Bud's like always on the court. I saw Ty Lue do it a couple of times last night. Steve Kerr doesn't, but I think that's more of a back problem. All right, let's keep moving. Tough loss for Minnesota. Let's go to Sacktown, light the beam. What a dude. So Chicago gets up a little bit early last night. And it looked like, all right, this is going to be the Kings W. This is going to be a Kings W here. They were down 5 at the end of the first. They were down 10 at the end of the second. And then they outscored the Bulls 37-22 in the fourth quarter. But in a tie game, 114, 114, like 10 seconds left, 12 seconds left. Aaron Fox brings it up. And there's like, should we run a play? Should we go do this? Should we? And he's just like, buckets, just pulls up from three, knocks it down. 3 of his 32. Fox ends up going for 32 points and 3 dimes. Sabonis, again, man, 14 points, 17 boards, 10 dimes, a steal and a block in there as well. And then not too much from anybody else. Like Barnes put in 17, and then Malik Monk, he got 19 off the bench. That's a big win. That was a big win for the Kings, especially coming off the tough loss to Milwaukee. Like every game matters, and we're going to get to the Memphis game in a little bit. But with Memphis getting smoked by Miami, that vaults them right back into the 2 seed. But now John Morant coming back next week, who knows? All right, DeRozan goes for 33, Vucci Main 20 and 14, and then Levine gave them 25. They got 13 and 4 from Patty Williams on the bench, and then Kobe White dropped 12. Good win for the Kings, though. I don't think there's anything else to say. That was just that was a good W for them. Let's go right to Miami and Memphis, because Memphis was like the next top. Holy crap! Hold on. What is going on? I wish you guys could hear what's going on in my head right now. There was just like a wild ad started playing, and it was at volume like 4,000. Um, Sabonis baby Joker. I mean, he's putting up Jokic numbers. Uh, he's been putting up like real time Jokic numbers. My audio is out. Was it? That's weird. I wonder if that had to do with the ad. Maybe it's because it was the weirdest thing that just happened. Seriously. Um, so bizarre. Anyways, so before we get into the game of Miami and Memphis, so I talked about this last night on the 89 Cavs. I hope you guys checked that out, by the way. That was on our channel at 7 o'clock. On the 89 Cavs last night, we did like 15 minutes of what's going on in the NBA. And then Steve, Justin, and we did a draft of all-time 4-year college players. And I don't want to spoil it. My team was ass, but I had fun. I had a good time. They picked good teams, but I had a good time. But definitely recommend checking that out. But we are talking about the whole Ja thing. I got to tell you, this is like some of the most orchestrated bullshit I've ever seen. And like whatever, I'm glad he's back. I feel like it's become too much of a thing at this point. Like I'm glad it's just over with. But check out the interview with Jalen Rose last night. They put it on after the SVP thing. The whole thing, everything just feels so orchestrated and annoying, and I hate it. I hate it. And it's not Ja. It's not Ja that I hate. It's the system that's created this like this is how you handle it. It's awful. Anyways, Miami beat the piss out of Memphis 138-119 here. We had Jaren Jackson Jr. had a really solid game. He was the only one that brought it. He had 25 and 9. And then that was really it, man. Like Tyus Jones slowed down. Desmond Bane had a really bad game, shooting 4 for 11 from the field. Chop says, I have no interest to watch that interview. Yeah, I mean, it was nothing. It was like, the gun's not mine. It was so bizarre. The whole thing was weird. And like, I get why ESPN did it, get those clicks, baby, but God. Anyways, on Miami side of things, Bam finally showed up for the first time in a month. He dropped 26 and 8. First time we've seen him in a while. Our man Tyler Hero. We'll get a little hero drop. Where's Hero at? Where's my hero at? I can't find the drop. There it is. Yeah, Hero had a solid game. He went for 24 and 6. Jimmy had 23 and 8. Good win for Miami. It's the zombie heat, as they call them. All right, Philly beat the Cavs. This was the other spicy one. Philly won 118-109. They just continue to win games, man. They just continue to win games. So Joel went for 36 and 18. So every time, Giannis goes for 40 something, we're like, oh, there's our MVP. And then Embiid's like, well, how about 36 and 18? Maxey had a solid game at 23 and 4. Harden at 28 and 12. On the Cavs side of things, they got a good one from Mitchell at 21, but 9 for 19 shooting. Garland had a rough game, only getting 15. They were without Jared Allen. That should be noted. And Karis LeVert went for 24 off the bench. Good win for Philly. We'll look at the standings here in a second. So the last 2 games were so freaking weird, and not only weird as a game, but they like sneaky, very important for the playoffs. So the Lakers lost to the Rockets. Rockets now on a 2-game winning streak, beating the Celtics and the Lakers. The Lakers sat AD last night, which, like, I get why they didn't want to play in a back-to-back. But, man, like, this shit matters. Like, the Lakers really might not make the playoffs. Excuse me. From the Lakers side of things, D'Lo led the way. He had a rough shooting night, 5 for 17. He went for 18 and 7. Vando had 13. He had 13 and 10. Austin Reeves continues to be awesome off the bench, by the way. He had 24 and 7. And then on the Rockets side of things, KPJ blew up. He had 27 points, 9 boards, 6 dimes. Jalen Green didn't do too much. Şengün was kind of quiet, 13, 9 and 6. Jabari, 18 and 6. But a good win. Good win for Houston. They should feel good about themselves. And the other game was the Mavericks and the Spurs went to overtime. Top Shot Comment says the Mavs B team outlasted the Spurs B team and Scott Foster. I know, right? I know, pretty wild. But 137-128. They got another solid game from Jaden Hardy, although he took a lot of shots. So you got 17 up. He went for 22 and 6. Powell, I didn't know Powell scored. He had 22 and 8. Josh Green had 21 and 7. Reggie Bullock had 20 and 13. And then Christian Wood, Jason Kidd let him play. He had 28 and 13 off the bench. And then the Spurs ran out, dude. The Spurs roster was rough. But Keldon had 27 and 8. And then Malachi Branham had 20 and 5 off the bench. But, man, like, when you look at the standings here, this is pretty nuts. Mavs feeling like a late season Atlanta Hawks, just bad vibes all around. I know. And Kyrie. So if you guys didn't see the statement by Kyrie, I think Tim McMahon from ESPN reported on it yesterday. He basically said, he was like, I got this foot injury. I'm nervous about it. I want to deal with it now instead of when I'm 40. Of course, I want to be out there. And I mean, that's all fair. That is all fair. It is just so funny that he hasn't played a game since he did his weird Instagram live stuff. You know? Bizarre. Anyway, so we look at the standings here after last night's action. Then we'll do a little top shotty if you'd like. So the Bucks have already clinched a playoff game. They're already at 50 dubs. They got a 2.5 game lead. Celtics still have a 1-game lead over the Sixers. They're tied in the loss column, though. 2-game lead in the win column. And then you get the Cavs down here, which clearly in the 4 seed. Knicks and Nets, no movement there. They didn't play. Heat now only 2 games back from the 6 seed, creeping up. Hawks, Raptors, Wiz, none of them played. Bulls half game out now. Wizards back in. Who cares? When we get over to the West, Denver, right, they didn't play. They still have a 4.5 game lead. With the Kings W and the Grizz loss, the Kings are now the 2 seed. Grizz are the 3 seed. Suns now half game lead over the Clippers after their W. So the 4-5 separates them by a half. Suns have a lead in the loss column, or they've got 1 less loss than the Clippers. But now the Warriors are just a game ahead of the Timberwolves. And like I said, they are on, they've got 4 more straight road games, I think. If we look at their schedule now, you know that Draymond Green's missing one because of the technical stuff. So they've got Atlanta. They're at Atlanta, at Memphis. This is the last game without Ja, so they got bailed out by that. But then it's Houston, Dallas, Philly, Minnesota, New Orleans, San Antonio, Denver, OKC, Sacramento, Portland. So not like super hard, but not super easy. But of their last, how many they got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them are on the road. We know they've been terrible on the road. It's weird. It's weird for the Warriors. I think they're in a little bit of trouble. And by trouble, I just mean they're probably, they're probably in the 7-8 seed when all is said and done, I think. I mean, I don't know. I guess we got to look at the Timberwolves and the Mavericks schedule. But this is OKC, who just had the night off last night, is a half game now behind the Mavericks and Wolves. We already looked at their schedule. They got a pretty tough schedule coming up. So I think, honestly, if you had like gun to the head, these are the 10 teams that make it into the playoffs and play in. But figuring out 6 through 10, like, who knows, man? Who knows? But Ja might be back Monday, right? No, Ja's going to be back Monday. Ja's back Monday. This was orchestrated. Ja will be back for the Dallas game for sure. But Dallas was the one that I wanted to talk about, right? Because Kyrie makes it sound like yes, he's day to day, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So Kyrie, I say he misses another game or 2, and Luke has been being ruled out like very quickly. It's not even like game day he gets ruled out. It's like the day before he gets ruled out for the next game. So they have, and like this is Lakers, Memphis, Golden State, right? Those are 3 tough games. At least they get Golden State at home. Both of these games are on the road. We just said Ja's going to be back for that one. Friday, the Lakers will be full. Well, they'll have AD. They won't have LeBron. So the 3 tough games in a row. Then you get back-to-backs on Charlotte, which is good. And then Indiana, which is good, right? So even if they go 3-3 there, then it's Philly, Miami, Atlanta, Sacramento, and then luckily you get Chicago and San Antonio at the end. Yeah, it's weird, man. The West is weird. This great stat too by Weisberg, who said even if they win every road game, they'd tie the 77 Blazers for the worst record to ever win the title. Yeah, they're not winning the title unless Wiggins comes back. Unless Wiggins comes back and Jordan Poole stops being Jordan Poole. They just don't have it. They've just been way too unlucky. I mean, and who knows? Maybe this is exactly the same shit we were saying last year. But yeah, this West is nuts, man. I'm excited for it though. This is the most excited I've been this home stretch of the playoffs, right? Just because there's still so much at did the Wi-Fi go down again? I'm seeing Top Shot Com Man laugh in the chat. Or maybe it was about Jordan Poole. I got to tell you, I don't know. This happened this week. Something clearly has happened in the greater New York City area that messed up my Wi-Fi because it has never been like this. This is wild. Lakers are not coming out the West. New Swami's got to chill. Got to chill. Although I'm telling you, man, who do you believe in? You know what I'm saying? Denver's looked terrible. Sacramento has been awesome, but no one believes in them. Memphis has been really weird, but now they get Ja back. So I don't know. Maybe the Suns still don't have KD. The Clippers, I feel like people don't believe in, even though they do have Kawhi and Paul George. Golden State's been in shambles. I mean, let's look at Minnesota's upcoming schedule after they got robbed last night. So we got teams have about 12 games left. Is that what 10 to 12? All right. Bulls, Raptors, Knicks, Atlanta. At Golden State's going to be tough. I was hoping that was going to be a home game for them. Then Sacramento, Phoenix, LA, Portland, Brooklyn. So a couple of winnable ones in there. Maybe I know Borland was telling me that Karl Anthony Towns is kind of working his way. No, still no timetable, but working his way back. Yeah, and seeing Weisberg saying the top 3 of the East actually getting spicy too. I do think the Celtics fall. The Celtics look so bad, man. The Celtics look so bad. So I've got the Sixers finishing second. I was saying this, but in a lot of my best ball stuff, I've been taking a lot of the Philly guys just because I think Philly has a really good shot of getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, Wolves can miss. I mean, but yeah, Garen, Wolves can miss the playoffs if they run cold for a week. So can literally everybody. If the Warriors run cold, they're going to be out. If the Thunder decide to pack it in, they're out. It's kind of nuts. Yeah, Tatum has been going through a rough patch here. But Jaylen Brown's been awesome, man. Jaylen Brown has been awesome. Hey, I'm going to share the link to the DraftKings. Dude, Siri, chill. I'm going to share the link to the DraftKings March Madness tournament that we're doing, right? It's free, $1,000 up top. Get in there if you haven't. Let's actually see how many people we got in here. Did we get any more? We're still at 77. 77 is a lucky number. I'd like to get, 84, baby. 84. 16 to go. Let's get that to 100. Let's get that to 100. Also, let's check out Oversubscribe. We're winding down, guys. We're like less than a week. I think we're at 5 days. 5 days and 10 hours. We're just shy of 16K. So get in on that. If you're waiting for a little while, get in there. You know what I'm saying? Are you dying bandies for no? That shit's so expensive. But he's feeling better today, by the way. Just a little hiccup yesterday. Patrick said, I feel so bad for my wife. She went to Purdue and always gets let down. I know. Now they're the 1 seed. It's written all over it. But yeah, anyways, we're up to 15,694. Oh, I shared the wrong link in there, but that'll still get you there. Yeah, long left is to get in there. Let's get that up. Let's pump it. Pump those numbers so we can do more of those shorts that we've been doing. And then I'm really excited for Vegas. I started looking at venues and stuff in the last week or so. So it's going to be good. All right, let's talk a little bottom shot. Let's talk a little top shot. I am excited. I don't think I'm going to do this. I don't think I'm going to buy a pack, but here's my rationale for the pack drop. I don't think these packs are very sexy. But you are getting 10 moments. It feels like pretty low risk. But I can't. So I've got some Dapper loaded up and I can't really take it out because, I can, but it's I was oh, what if I just take this money off and then I can just let it rip on DraftKings and FanDuel this weekend, just betting on college games, right? I was like, what if I do that? However, can't do the ACH, so that means I'm not getting that money in time. So instead, maybe I get a couple of packs. The only thing that I think is kind of funny is we don't know how many packs are in the drop, but whatever. What are you guys doing for packs? I see Regulator said he's doing 4. Anybody else lining up? Borland, I know you were talking about it. Yeah, we talked about this on Shot Tank last night. I saw they announced the kiosk. That's fun. That's fun. It's at the Mint Collective, I believe, which is like a card collecting thing. And yeah, do a wire. It's faster. Doesn't that take up to 4 days, Milo? I thought that takes up to 4 days. I thought the ACH one was like the $25 fee, but it got there like immediately. All right, Jump Shoot might do 1 or 2. Chop's gonna get a couple. I'll take 1 or 2. On the off chance, Patrick, on the off chance, I actually think the oversubscribed guys are going to come on. So they said that like the campaign will still end, and then it'll be like 13 and it still will be 13.5%, I believe. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I'll say that, Patrick. I'm not worried about it. I have a good feeling we're going to get to 25. That's what I would say. I'll probably line up. This is my first pack. You can't do USDC in New York. It's one of the dumbest things. Can't do USDC in New York. ACH or next day. My ACHs came the same day. Mine came the same day. Yeah, I know that ACH is disabled. I know. That's what I'm saying. Normally I would do it that way, but because I can't, the wires, for whatever reason, always took like a couple of days. Anyways, maybe I just am I confusing the wire and the ACH? Is that what I'm confusing? Let me just look at something. Maybe that's on me. Maybe I'm confusing it. Let's see. Yeah, I thought it says 4 business days. I don't know. I think you guys are wilding. There you go, Jump Shoot. I am confusing it absolutely. Is that what you're saying? Flow? No, I can't do flow either. All right, you guys, listen. I was gonna buy packs, but you told me that I could just take it off. So maybe I'll get a couple of packs. Maybe I'll get a couple of packs. See what happens. But if it doesn't come today, I'm suing everybody. Lawyers, everybody involved. But anyways, I think like we talked about it yesterday, right? But I think I think this is all good. All good news from Top Shot here. No, I know the wire isn't the same as ACH. Are you guys? I feel like you guys aren't listening. I know it's not the same. Not listing the number of packs in the drop is very odd. Wonder why. Yeah, I know. Shout out John Boy. John Boy Beats put together a little numbers based on how many rares they're going to be. He thinks it's like 23,000 or 24,000. So maybe we'll get a feel for it. Maybe they'll announce it beforehand. Wait, is that true? PPE got busted for multi-accounting for giveaways. Did I miss that? That's incredible. Did his account get disabled? Also, the weirdest thing happened. That's so weird. All right, maybe the Dapper. Sorry, forget it. I'm doing 2 things. Wait, you have to tell me. You have to tell me where this happened. Also, I just went and did the withdrawal. Maybe because it's pending. It like only took the fee but didn't withdraw the rest. I don't know. Whatever. We need an episode on PPE. I do. I kind of want to bring them on one time. Maybe I get PPE and Dream Shaker on here at the same time. Oh, in the chat? Was that during the Shot Tank? It's impossible to follow him in the chat, man, because he's always like 45 minutes behind. Bizarre. Anyways, best of luck in the pack drops. Here, I'm gonna show you. This is what we're rocking with here. All right, here's my so rare squads right now. Tyus Jones really dropped the ball. So Tyus Jones went for 20. That hurts. So this is a limited tier 5. I got another Livers game, but he's probably not going to play. I got RJ Hampton, Sabonis. Rare tier 3. This one's still pretty sexy. If we can get like Dorian Finney-Smith, if we can get an outlier game, get him up in the 40s, that would be pretty fun. So right now, I got 259, and I'm in 105th. First place is 299, right? I feel like we get a shot at vaulting up this. I mean, I guess he would need to get way more than that, but we get a shot. Yeah, Livers out. There we go. TST giveaway, the 2 PPEs, and I got you. I thought you mean he had multiple Top Shot accounts. I was like, hell yeah. I wonder if that's how PPE won the Vegas Hollow. Maybe. Yeah. I think PB and Janie are the same person. Anyways, this one's pretty fun. I think I have a shot at winning a rare here. Right now, winning a rare tier 3. But I think I can get top 50, top 40 maybe. The other thing I wanted to look at too is underdog. I think I'm going to get one lineup into the finals after all of that. It was looking pretty bad, but I'm running a little hot in one of my squads here. Most of my squads are pretty bad though. So if we go over to the semifinals, so I've got one advancing, one that's currently in second place right now, and it's got a decent cushion, but it's like, ready, look at this, second, 9th, 12th, 12th. I've got 2 squads in last. It's because I had a lot of Luka get through. So this lineup right here, I've got like a 36, is that right? 36 point gap between me and third place, and the top 2 in the rounds advance. And then first place is up on me by 13. So this is Drew Holiday, Kevin Porter Jr., who, thank God, he's coming to life, Jordan Poole, Spencer Dinwiddie, the Dort Report, D'Anthony Melton weirdly scoring. So my guards are kind of rough. And then it's Siakam, but then it's like pretty balanced down here. Siakam, who's been rough, Jaylen Brown, RJ Barrett, Karis LeVert, and then Cam. But it's Jokic. Jokic is the one that's saving the day here. Who's he's got another game tonight, I think, right? He's gone for 239, and then Draymond. So I'm hoping this holds so we can get one squad in there. That would be pretty nice. It'd be pretty nice to get one in the finals, just so we had the sweat. Last year we got 2 in the finals. They changed the structure though. Last year I feel like it was a lot harder. Either that or I was doing a $25 tournament. I just remember the finals winning a lot more money than what I'm about to win for this. I know regulator LeVert should play the Hornets every day. That's the thing about LeVert though. He's going to give you 30 or 5. It's never in between. I'm so confused by this withdrawal. So I attempted to do it, and it still says I have the same Dapper balance. That's so weird. Let me pull up. I want to see if I got emailed about it or something. This is a case study. All right, it's pending. Maybe after. Okay, that's so bizarre. How bizarre. Just a reminder too, check out John Nels's podcast. I'm going to be jumping on that right after this show. Actually, this show is going to be somewhat abbreviated, mainly because we don't have too much to talk about today. But yeah, do you guys have anything else? I'll hang around for a little bit longer. You guys have anything else? What do you guys want to talk about? Who's your favorites for who's your favorite for March Madness? Who are you guys taking? I don't know what Andrew Laird's going to do. Villanova didn't make it, right? Jump Shoot asks John. I don't even know what we're talking about. Yeah, Borland. That's right. Borland's going to be doing some playback tomorrow, starting at noon or like 12:10 Eastern. I forget what the first game is. But yeah, that's starting around noon. So check that out. Come watch basketball. Oh yeah, Treaticus is on Tandy time today. That's right. Treaticus is on Tandy time. Yeah, I saw his rap this morning. Getting ready for the pack drop. Called himself a hoe. We love to see it. All right, Laird's not filling out a bracket. There you go. You abstaining because there's no Nova. No, Nova, you're just going to watch Ryan Archie. Houston Cougars greater than the Rockets. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. I do think Alabama's going to make the run. I see Snoopaloop put that in the chat too. I do like, right? Did Snoopaloop say that? Somebody said it. Oh yeah. No, was that Regulator? Regulator said Bama. I do like Bama too. Taking my son to 4 games. Dude, Deep Threat, that's awesome, man. My dad and I, when I was a freshman in college, I think, my dad and I made a road trip up to Buffalo, where that was where the first round, I think it was the first round. It was the year UConn was like an 8 seed, maybe. St. John's was the 1 seed. And St. John's, it was Jameer Nelson and Delonte West. It was that year. And I think who was on UConn? Because I saw St. John's as the 1 seed. We watched them. But it was the same thing. We watched 4 games on Thursday and then 2 games on Saturday, I think what it was. Or was it 8 games and 2 games? But the Dayton Flyers played DePaul in a triple overtime game. And my dad still, to this day, because the Dayton Flyers band was there and they were great. They were like really funny. Maybe Kemba was on that team. No. I think no. I don't think it was Kemba. It was Jameer Nelson. Jameer Nelson was way before Kemba. But the Dayton Flyers band was like, "Go Dayton Flyers!" And then they had this like great cheer. It was a good memory. It was a good memory with my dad. We had a lot of fun. And it was Buffalo, baby. The Dayton band was a lot of fun. Now I want to know who was playing. Is Scoot the next Ja or Jalen Green? I think it's too early. It's too early to be out on Jalen Green. It's only his second year. Jalen Green's going to be fine. I think Jalen Green's going to be fine. And like Ja's in a better situation with players around him. Like Jalen Green, I mean, that Rockets organization is crazy. But I was seeing on big boards, on draft boards, I think Kevin O'Connor, I saw it somewhere else too on The Athletic, where they've moved Scoot to the 3-hole. And that Brandon Miller of Alabama has leapfrogged him as the number 2 spot. Was that the year UConn played Kentucky in the championship game? It was like 7-8. I don't think so. Let's see. I'll figure it out right now. St. John's, Jameer Nelson tournament. Let's see what that gives up. I don't know why it's saying 2022. Was it St. Joseph's? It was St. Joseph's. My bad. 2003, 2004. All right. So who won the 2003, 2004 NCAA basketball championship? That winner was the UConn Huskies. There you go. So I saw the eventual champs. Good call there. They beat was this Emeka Okafor? Yeah, Emeka Okafor. This feels wrong, though. Yeah, the preseason Emeka Okafor of UConn. The rest of the team included Jameer. Oh, that's the overall thing. Yeah, that is the right, because I remember watching that Final Four. I remember watching that Final Four in my dorm room in college. And Emeka Okafor went to Georgia Tech. He didn't go to UConn. Wow. Ben Gordon, yeah, dude. Shout out Ben Gordon, Charlie Villanueva. Shout out Alopecia. Who the hell is winning the NCAA? I think it is going to be Bama. Weisberg says Scoot's year on the G League Ignite has been up and down. Reminds me a lot of Kuminga's year with Ignite. Yeah. I still like Scoot, though. I like Scoot a lot. I mean, those games between like Wemby, I don't know. I think he's going to be good. I do think Wembanyama is like a home run, though. I know there's some people who's like, he's too frail, dude. He's going to be good, man. He's going to be good. I'm excited for Wemby. Yeah, Ben Gordon's had a tough run the last couple of years. I'll never forget another memory with my dad. I'm talking about him like he's no longer with us. He is. When I was in grad school, I think I had just graduated, maybe. I just finished grad school. And I was graduating. My parents came down to visit, and we went out to a bar and watched the Celtics. Speaking another like double or triple overtime. It was the Celtics Bulls series, and Ben Gordon was like lighting up the Celtics. Where the Celtics eventually went on to win the championship that year, right? They either won the championship or lost to the Magic in the conference finals. I forget. Good times, though. Good times. Yeah, DraftKings sometimes does that. I would just, if you shut your location off, turn it back on. That might help. It took me a couple of tries too. It was being a little weird. But yeah, Ben Gordon was having a tough go. He's having a tough go. All right, let's see how many entrants are we here in the DraftKings. We're at 84 last time I checked. We are at 84. Okay, nobody knew. Did anybody oversubscribe? How dare you? Nobody oversubscribed. All right, gang. We might call it there unless you guys have anything else. We might call it there. Stay tuned for some playback stuff. Best of luck with packs. Let us know how you land or where you land on packs. If you get anything hot. Make sure you fill out the brackets. You got a couple hours left. We're getting close. And then, yeah, I mean, we'll have some value hunting. I don't know. Just stay tuned. We get a lot of stuff crack-a-lacking. And then tune into the Nellis podcast when it drops later today. Hope you guys have a good rest of the day. Happy Thursday. Happy March Madness. Let's get it.